I'm here tonight with Jess Zimmerman from the Zimmerman band. Um, did you grow up in a musical family?
I did, yeah. I grew up in a family that was just really surrounded by music, whether it was in church or my grandmother. My grandmother is a very big part of my musical influence. It's always just been something that I enjoyed. I grew up on a dairy farm, and we've always had just kind of music instilled in us as a young age, whether, like I said, at church or just listening on the radio. So it's always been a very big part of me.
Um, how would you describe your music?
I would definitely say it's a mixture of country and classic rock for sure. It's I come from a pretty classic country background, and then the guys in the band, they're pretty substantial rocker dudes. So the mix of all of it together gives it its own little like country rock feel. It's pretty fun. So I'd say that's probably the best way to describe it.
Do you create for yourself or for your fans?
Both. I would definitely say both. But more or less, it's for in a non-selfish way for myself, because I feel like I'm able to express myself in a way, or sing about certain things that I maybe wouldn't necessarily be able to be so forward about, or maybe not so forward about. But the creative aspect of it is definitely, it starts out for me because it's something I love and enjoy. And then, if someone likes it and we gain fans from it, that's just a whole another blessing in itself. But I guess if non-selfish way, it's for me.
Okay. Well, we're going to play your track, Big White Truck.
Oh, fantastic.
Gasoline gets me anywhere.
like y'all was having a lot of fun in the video. When y'all
So much fun. That's such a fun song. So fun. And yeah, the video was fun. Even recording the vocal where we're all singing together. That was a fun time in the studio too. And it's just a fun song I think a lot of people can relate to, especially if you have a truck.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't a Chevrolet.
I know. You know what? We get people all the time that are like, oh, it should have been come take a ride in like my big blue truck or come take a ride in my big Chevy or, all the things. But I'm like, I think Luke Bryan already has my big black jacked up truck, which is a Chevy. But I could be wrong. But, it's always up for interpretation. You can change the lyrics when you're singing along if you want. But
tell me about your best and worst performance.
Oh boy. I guess we'll start with, I think it'd be hard for me to pick out maybe what my best performance is. I think as humans, we are our own worst critic. So for me to figure out what my best performance would be, would be tough. Just because I always want to be better every time. We do put 110% in, but we're not perfect every time. But I can definitely find my worst performance. With this band, I'd say my worst performance is not maybe necessarily something that like I wasn't prepared for. I ended up getting really sick at a gig. And we had a show, and I don't know if it was like a 24-hour flu or something. But before the show out in the parking lot, I ended up throwing up, and I never had that happen before. And I was like, all right, maybe I just had food poisoning. I kind of thought that's what it was because it came out of nowhere. But I told the guys, I was like, I'm going to try and do the gig. I'm going to try and make it through. I think it might have just been something I ate. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I think I had the flu. I ended up throwing up kind of on stage / running to the backstage to get behind stage. Like that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me that I don't ever want to happen again. And I'm a human, so I'm going to get sick, but, I guess it's funny now, but at the time it was not funny at the time. I was so embarrassed. I mean, there's nothing I could do. I tried so hard to play it cool, but it didn't work.
What's next for you, for the band?
So what's next? Actually, we have 2 headlining shows coming up. They're in Pennsylvania. The first one is January 13th in Millersville, Pennsylvania, at a venue called Phantom Power. We are there with Stu Higgins. He's the opening act for us. And then we are going to be we're going to be headlining in Rockledge. There's a venue called Mickey's Black Box. And we'll be there February 10th. And tickets are on sale for both of those events. And the band that is going to be with us on that date, February 10th, is called Fastlane. They are another band that's local with us, and they play the country hits, and then they're really high energy. And so those are 2 big things, and we have a new record in the works. So we will be hitting the studio very, very, very hard in the next 3 months, starting. I mean, we've already started, but kind of like getting down to the nitty gritty and refining work is going to happen in the next 2.5 months. And then March is when we will go to Nashville to cut the 4th record. So wild to think about, but that is, those are some things I can talk about right now. We have some other really, really exciting things coming up, but I can't share them yet.
Okay. Do y'all ever play here in Virginia or?
You know what? So I'm trying to think where we're playing in Virginia. I know we just booked something, and it might be West Virginia, so forgive me if I have it mixed up. But we do play, and we have played in Virginia in the past, and West Virginia, if it is one of the 2. both of them. But I know all of our shows are listed on our webpage for our tour dates from 2023 on. And I know that there's a show in Virginia. I think it's for an outdoor sports event or festival that we're doing down there. And I think it's in July. So it'll be a good time to be in Virginia.
Where can people go and see your videos, music, and events?
So you can access us pretty much anywhere you go online. That's the beauty of social media, thankfully. You can go on our webpage, like I was mentioning earlier, which is jzband.org, and that's org. So jzband.org. Or if you just type in the Jess Zimmerman Band in Google, it was something that took a little while to get used to, that when you type my name in, it comes up, but I guess that's part of it. You want people to be able to find you. So anywhere on YouTube, Pandora, all of the listening platforms, you can find the Jess Zimmerman Band. And but all of our show dates are listed on our webpage. That's like a really, really great place to go for tour date information. And it'll have the city and the state and the times and the links to tickets and all that stuff. So that's a good spot to go if you want to come to a gig.
Okay. When you ain't playing music, do you got any like hobbies or anything you do?
So I have 2 dogs, and I'm married as well. So my husband and I, we spend a lot of time with our 2 dogs. We don't have any children, so our dogs are our kids. So we're pretty active in that, just being active, working out, being outside. Those are 2 really big things for us outside of music, and actually sleeping. I really enjoy just being home. I mean, when I'm traveling, I love it, but I also love to be home because I think it's just a place to recharge and kind of regroup before you go back out on the road and have to perform and stuff. So I don't have too many hobbies that I'd say I spend a lot of time doing. I do really enjoy, I enjoy working out. I enjoy being active. So, physical activities outside, those are my favorite things to do.
Well, thanks for being on the show tonight. I really enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I have been looking forward to it. And I think it's awesome that you're, connecting with artists. And I think it's really great, how people can come together with social media, even though, I'm in Pennsylvania and, you're Virginia, correct?
Yeah.
So that, the fact that we're able to have those types of things happen is really cool. That wouldn't happen before.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 12 years now.
That's amazing. That is so cool. Keep it up. I love it.
A lot of interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. You probably met a lot of really cool people. Or maybe some very interesting people. Yeah.